Welcome back, and let us get right into part 4 of this playthrough of Atlantic Chase, the Battle of the Atlantic. And as you can see, we've got trajectories going all which way. We've been hunting and pecking. We got a little contact up at the top. We weren't able to really bring them. We got some shots at them, but we weren't able to really do any damage. And now it is to the Germans. And they've checked for weather already, which remains good. And let's get started with what the Germans do now. 2. That directs us to roll another die, which is even. And that tells us to apply an airstrike. And so what I was worried about has come to pass. They are going to strike at this convoy. Well, and we haven't seen one of those yet. Here we go. I suspect unless the Germans roll really poorly, we're looking at a convoy getting hit. We are in this column here. They are 1 hex away, which gives them a +2 to their die roll. And so, 5, 6, 7, yes, that will score hit on our convoy because our convoy is very slow. And so, and now, vie for initiative. They retain the initiative. As always, remember to boost that up for our next initiative roll. Now the Germans will 5. The Scharnhorst and the Gneisenau are going to hunt down a convoy. Let's take a closer look. Right here. Now they're going to pick on our other convoy. Now, if you get, well, you can't really see from up here, but back there, they do have intel markers on them. So we will get a chance to interrupt, or try to interrupt. 2 die, unmodified. Here we go. And a 6 on that's just going to yield a -1 to their naval search. All those trajectories add up to over 16 and over. Rolling on here, and they are coordinating with that unidentified task force. And because those, even though we don't know what's in them, they still act like any other task force. So, +2. And they roll a 6 and a 7 and an 8. And that is going to give us our classic early-late result. So this comes out. They would most certainly choose this one. And both of these will be allowed to do time-lapsing. The fast one will be able to remove 2, including the marker, with the intel. The slow, or very slow, unidentified one would only be able to invoke that one. The naval search. It's time for me to attempt to seize the initiative and straighten that up. 8, 9. Okay. Back to us. First, I will extend our trajectory back to what the Germans knocked out, like so. And I think I am desperate to get out of air range of this, because as you saw, he just had a free shot on me the whole time. So we're going to go ahead and pass. Time-lapsing there. No, wait a minute. That's not a good move. Well, instead, I'm going to try to complete because I have enough segments here. And this is the time to do it because he has no modifiers to his siege initiative, but that's what he's going to do in response to that. So a little bit of a gamble here. He does not, so this will complete. All right. That's 2 of the 3 we need to complete to end this scenario. Unfortunately, he did get damaged. I retain the initiative, and I think we're going to go ahead and just pass, time-lapse this, then I will be in range for completion of this one. Unfortunately, I'll have to let the Germans take another swipe at me. So, we do that. Give up the initiative to the Germans. And the Germans will check the weather. Oh, they can't see that. It's a 1, so the weather remains good. And what they do is 2. And this is an interception, but it's one we have to roll again. We get even, and the even puts us again at that airstrike, but this time there is no one there. That means, yeah, could you even see that 4? Okay, right there. That directs us to a special bad weather chart. Even though the weather's good, it directs me to the, because there's no target, it directs me to roll as if the weather was bad on a airstrike check. And the result of that is 1. Okay, interesting development. We were supposed to do a signals, it was directing us to do a signals action on a convoy if they have an intel marker attached. If no intel marker, we put one on here. So apparently B Dienst over in Germany has got some intel, and now I'm going to put it in this one where there's already a task force. They know where we are. And moreover, it tells me if there's an unidentified TF in play, roll a die to identify it. Okay, so we do have one. It's the blue stripe one, so we're going to have to roll on the German identity table here. Right here. What is it? 2. Okay, that is the battle cruisers, but there's a limit on them. I've already at my maximum limit of 2 battle cruisers, and it tells me in a class whose limit has already been reached, replace with a CL. So that is what that task force is going to be. And I'm going to read this rule literally, since there's 2 battle cruisers, it's calling for 2 battle cruisers. That would be 2 CLs. So it's going to be a 2 CL task force here. So I got all my CLs right here. We'll just take 2 at random here. Okay, we have the Königsberg. And what do we got here? The Köln. And that is what is in that task force there. Interesting development. The Germans pass, and now I come to a bit of a conundrum. I try to complete, but my problem is, if I do complete, there is a big penalty hit to my score because there are still German battlecruisers at sea and undamaged. And that is a -4 to my score. I think that's per ship. I might have to ask about that. But even if it's not, it's still a huge hit. And it's also -1 on other ships. And there are other ships there. So I'm looking at a pretty big ding. So clearly the scenario is encouraging me to thump some ships. So I think I need to do that. And besides, it's fun anyway. So let's sink some Nazis. So I want to bring my big guns. And I was thinking about bringing this one, but I want to leave him here so that he covers the strait. So I'm going to bring one of these guys through. I'm going to bring him. And so even if he tries to go through here, he'll still have to contend with my air range. So that's what to do. Let's set that up like so. And now let's search him out. We are on the 10 column of the Navy search with a +2 modifier from our coordinating task force. And so 4, 5, 6 is one of those early lates. So that comes out, and we definitely want to remove the ones that are hounding my convoy, especially considering they have an intel marker right there. So then time lapse for us. Oh, can't really see that, sorry. And here, this is the Nigeria, and I am content to just, it's a fast fleet, and I'm content to just pop it back here as the screen, and we can just bounce it in and out as we need it for coordination. So now the Germans will get to try to get their initiative back. They do not. What we're going to do is same thing we did last time, except over here. So he's going to stretch out here. Unfortunately, that's going to add to our well, it's going to add a little. It's going to add one more. Oh well. We do want to do it though, because he's going to coordinate with that task force and reduce our odds. But we are going to do the same thing here. Oh, I did a little screw up there. I got to remember that when the Germans have a chance to seize the initiative, we ask if they want to seize the initiative or whether they want an evasive maneuvers marker. Let's see what would have actually happened. They would have taken the marker. Okay, so the tally, all that means is the tally goes down, and now there's an evasive maneuver marker on the Scharnhorst-Gneisenau that we're chasing. So back to where we were. Before we do that, let me go over a little bit of a tactical question. Yeah, because, you know, so this, my main big battle cruisers are going to be 2, but I'm coordinating with this 3 trajectory one. I have to use the longer one. So that's going to be a total of 3, plus this one is 4. Now, that puts them on the lowest column in a naval search. But he can coordinate, and if he does coordinate it, he actually deducts all these from the score. That would bring it all the way down to 0, and there's no negatives in this thing. So here it doesn't matter, because the difference between 0 and 4 is there's no column difference. Now, if we were in the 5 and 9 column, he would have to sit there and think, do I really want to jump down a column just for the coordinating bonus? But in this case, since it doesn't matter, he's going to go ahead and coordinate. So his task force will spend the evasive marker to inflict a -1 modifier to us. His coordinating task force will also supply a -1 for a -2 to me. My coordinating task force would add +2 to us, so it's a wash. 0 on the 0 to 4 column. And 8. And an 8, it's contact and station. It is to say contact. Whoop, smashed my boot there. Station. I will time lapse. And once again, we will do what I did last time. So, and for me, we're right on them. We are right on them. Whoops. Oh, I'm going to have to sort all this. Be careful with these sticks. You put them in the wrong place, and then you got to sort them all. Now, he coordinated here. He gets to time lapse as well with his fast ships, and I think we would, the thing that makes most sense is to take him off here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I should probably keep one on the convoy. So we'll take one off the back end here. That looks like a nice trajectory for what he's doing. I think that's what he would do. Now, we will seize initiative. The Germans will attempt to seize initiative after that. 9. They do it. Oh, see, I was really hoping I could nail them in there. Yep. Oh, shoot. I was hoping we were going to bring them to a battle. It's not going to happen this time. Instead, the Germans are going to take the initiative. Ah, we're so close. We're chasing them down. Just can't quite close the deal. Ah, no coffee for me.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
All right. So let me just check the weather real quick, but that's probably going to be wrap for today. The weather will remain good, and when we come back, we will see what the Germans do. And still bummed out about the fact that we couldn't draw a big battle here. Yeah. The day for the... Man, I want to see a big battle. I want to see a big battle. Okay. Sorry. But anyway, thanks for watching.